Pentathlon. Pentathlon.
Hello and welcome to TV1 Pentathlon Season 2. And today there's a different feeling in the air, something truly unique about this round. Joel, can you tell us what's so unique about today?
For me today, Trishma, everything looks different, everything sounds different but one thing remains constant because we know these players because we have seen them before. I'm sure even while watching on your TV screens, you must be wondering, well, I think I know those faces. But before you get in to know the faces, I think it's right about time for us to tell you that the game is about to get heated up because these are the best of the best schools. We've come down from 32 to 16. Yes?
That's
and
right.
Which means the game is going to get even better. So what shall we do first?
So we are officially kickstarting round 2 of Season 2 of Pentathlon on TV1. And before we move on, first and foremost, we will now introduce to you our two teams. Coming up first, we have the boys from St. Sebastian's College, Moratuwa.
Well, just like we had a very jubilant welcome for the boys from all the way from Moratuwa. It's time for us to see who their opponents are. Well, the opponents seem to be very strong and consistent in what they performed last round, but we have yet to see whether they will remain the same. Let's all put our hands together for Royal College Colombo.
Well, kickstarting round 2, we've seen that the boys have come here before and this is not new to them at all. Let's start off by asking St. Sebastian's College Moratuwa, the captain Hussain, how have you improved your preparation from last time?
Let's see in the match.
Okay, let's see in the match. Let's see the improvements in the match. So we wish you all the best.
Just a very quick answer that was. Let's see what happens in the match. Well, sometimes talk less and you work smarter, they say. Well, we need to ask from the captain all the way from Colombo, Royal College. How has your preparation been? Have you been practicing even harder to give a good game to your opponents?
We practiced really much better than last time, so we're going to give a really good match.
A really good match and much more preparation, which means it's about to see how the heated two schools will take on each other in the rounds to progress. Well, all of this is fine, but we need an elite panel of judges to make sure that whatever they put on stage is being given the correct judgment. So for that, we have two eminent panel of judges with us today as well. So it's time for us to get introduced to our judges. Starting off with, we have Mr. Janit Gunasekara, ISA, Zonal Education Office, Hakmana. Well, also joining on the panel is Ayoma Damayanti, working as a resource person in NIE and Ministry of Education.
Well, now that we've got the panel introduced, it's time to get things started here with the tossing of the coins. Let's invite both the captains to come front and center and invite one of our judges as well to oversee the toss.
Well, we got Suchit and Hussain from the two schools, the leaders, the captains, who will be guiding their two teams. But you have a decider. Well, this is nothing new to you. So I would like to ask, who would like to select what? I'll start with you.
Pentathlon.
Pentathlon, which means we'll be going with TB1. Well, the teams have decided, but we need to see who has luck today to go with. Okay, so let's start off with the toss. We got TB1, which means it's on the favoring side of the boys from
St. Sebastian's College.
That's right. Okay, so you will be going in first with each round, or will you be giving it to your good opponents from Royal?
Give them a chance.
Give them a chance.
No, we give
They're
them.
giving you a chance to go ahead forward. Will you accept that challenge?
Yeah.
Okay, so without much further ado, let's shake hands and start things off.
Good luck.
Well, the boys from Moratuwa, St. Sebastian's College won the toss. However, the captain said they will hand over chance to the boys from Colombo. The Royal College captain had to take that task of going ahead with each and every round first hand. Well, with that being said, it's time for us to move on with the very first match for round 2 here at TV1 Pentathlon. So without much further delay, let's go into round 1, which is called Balance.
Your quiz. In our first round, each of our teams gets to select 3 core players. These 3 core players will then have an opportunity to answer 5 questions within a span of 30 seconds, all of which they will do while balancing a table tennis ball on a table tennis bat. Each correct answer gives them 5 points. If they answer the fifth question correctly, they get 10 points. However, if they do drop the ball even once, they will be disqualified from taking further questions.
Well, just like Krushma said, those are the rules and regulations of the very first round. So we need to find out who will be going in first, which I'll be focusing my obvious attention to Royal College Colombo. I'd like to ask you, the captain, who are your three co-players for this?
Sandev, Akida, and Gatika.
And who's coming in first?
Sandev.
Let's put our hands together and welcome in first. Well, the captain from Royal College has selected Sandev to come in first. Sandev, is it the very first time you will be playing this game, or did you take part in the same last time as well?
The first time.
For the very first time. So let's see whether the first time works good for you. Here you go. Just like last time, we got 30 seconds on the clock, and Krishma has all the questions prepared for you. So let's start. The first to take the challenge in 3, 2, 1, go.
Bavaria is a province found in which country?
Germany.
Correct. Wembley Stadium is famous for which sport?
Football.
Correct. Name the seventh chemical element in the periodic table.
Nitrogen.
Correct. Who can make the biggest noise or sound in the
Blue
animal?
whale.
Correct. Who first invented centigrade scale?
Gabriel Fahrenheit.
Wrong. It's Anders Celsius. Your questions are up.
Let's move on to St. Sebastian's College and ask the captain who are his three co-players.
Main, Nimet, and Tasin.
And who's coming in first?
Roman.
Come forward. Well, just like your opponent took part very well, are you sure and confident that you will do the same?
Definitely.
Definitely. Okay, so let's see if that's going to be a definite answer. Here you go. You got 30 seconds on the clock and the questions are set. Your time starts in 3, 2, 1, go.
Alberta is a province found in which country?
Germany.
Wrong. Canada. Yankee Stadium is famous for which sport?
Football.
Wrong. Baseball. What is the pH value in pure water?
1000.
Wrong. It's 7. Who has the biggest egg in the animal kingdom?
Ostrich.
Wrong. It's whale shark. Who first invented electromagnet?
Alexander Boyd.
Wrong. It's William Sturgeon. Your questions are up.
Okay, so sometimes you will not be able to answer your questions very well, but as he said, I won't quote him, but you heard what he had to say. Let's move our attention to Royal College and ask the captain who's coming in next.
Gatika.
Come down. So you've got 30 seconds to deal with, and Krishma, are we ready with the questions?
Yes.
Yes, we are ready with the questions. Your time starts in 3, 2, 1, go.
How many countries are there in the North American continent?
30.
Wrong. It's 23. Who wrote the novel Charlotte's Web?
Pass.
It's E.B. White. In which year was a chogam held in Sri Lanka?
2030.
Correct. Who first invented a gramophone?
Thomas Alva Edison.
Correct. Which country played the most number of games in Football World Cup history?
Brazil.
Wrong. It's Germany. Your questions are up.
Royal College seems to be having it a little bit better. Let's see if things are about to change. Let's move on to St. Sebastian's College. Captain, who's coming in next?
Nimet.
Come forward. Could be that because you've got 30 seconds and some good questions coming your way. And your time starts in 3, 2, 1, go.
How many countries are there in the South American continent?
Pass.
It's 12. Who wrote the fantasy novel A Secret Garden?
Pass.
It's Francis Hodgson Burnett. What is the correct life expectancy at birth in Sri Lanka?
72.
Wrong. It's 75. Who first invented the safety razor?
Pass.
It's King Gillette. Which country played least number of games in the Football World Cup history?
Pass.
It's Indonesia. Your questions are up.
So we need to find out how the final contestant from Royal College for this round would be faring. Let's find out. Come forward. Who's the next one?
Akida.
Let's put our hands together. Well, you'll be the final one for this round. Are you ready for it? Yes, you're ready for it. Just like the others, you've got 30 seconds to deal with, and your time starts in 3, 2, 1, go.
Lucknow is the capital city of which Indian state?
Delhi.
Wrong. It's Uttar Pradesh. Who first invented aspirin?
Pass.
It's Dr. Felix Hoffman. Who directed the Indiana Jones film series?
Pass.
It's Steven Spielberg. Who wrote Winnie the Pooh book series?
Pass.
It's A.A. Mile. Which country won the Rugby World Cup in 1995?
New Zealand.
Wrong. It's South Africa. The questions are up.
So that's how Royal College fared in that one, because things are not over yet, because we got to see how the final contestant will be faring. Come down from St. Sebastian's College. Are you ready? You seem to be very confident.
Yes, I am.
Yes, you are. Here you go. 30 seconds on the clock is set, and your time starts in 3, 2, 1, go.
Hyderabad is capital of which Indian state?
Mahapradesh.
Wrong. It's Andhra Pradesh. Barcodes come into practice in which decade?
Pass.
It's 1970s. Who directed the Hobbit film series?
J.R. Tolkien.
Wrong. It's Peter Jackson. Who wrote the children's classic Black Beauty?
Pass.
It's Anna Sewell. Which country won the Rugby World Cup in 2003?
Spain.
Wrong. It's England. Questions are up.
Things of the first round has come to an end. Well, I think you and I both know, even the contestants know it very well, even the judges know it very well, what the scores look like. But we need to bring you the definite scores at the end of this first round. But before that, we'll take a short breather and we'll be right back with more excitement and more challenging rounds. You are tuned on to TV1 Pentathlon Season 2.
Pentathlon.
Welcome back. This is TV1 Pentathlon Season 2. Well, just before heading on to a break, we told you that we'll have all the excitement, which I refer to the results from round 1. And do you have the results?
I do have the
Yes, she
results
has the
indeed.
results.
So
Let's-
let's find out without further ado. We have St. Sebastian's College Moratour, unfortunately starting off the first round with 0 points. But let's give them a huge round of applause anyway. Meanwhile, the boys from Royal College Colombo have kick-started their first round with 30 points.
.30 is the difference and the scores. How do you feel right now?
They're feeling quite good
Just because they're on 0 and you're 30.
because they're leading.
They are leading and they're happy about it. What do you feel right now?
Because they're leading.
We'll try to do better in the upcoming rounds.
You'll try your very best to progress in the rounds to come. Well, the next round is nothing to do, I would say, nothing related to much of knowledge, because it is something where these ones could bring out their best creative talents.
That's right.
Let's move on to our round 2 of this exciting game or thrilling game. We're yet to find out. This is round 2, which we call Express.
To impress. Well, in Express to Impress, each of our teams gets an opportunity to showcase their creative skills, acting talent, and also their ability to impress our judges, because we will be providing them with a story lead which they then have to complete and use the best of their diction, their vocabulary and presentation skills. They get 100 points maximum in this round, of course, subject to what the judges think of their performance. So without further ado, let's find out what's the topic that Royal College picks for themselves. A middle-aged man was wandering in the forest and lost his way back to his group. He was on a tour with his friends. After lunch, he decided to have a small walk. His friends had warned him not to go deep into the jungle as he might lose his way. And then
what happens? We are to find out, because it has a little bit of an emotional aspect connected to the storyline, which I believe the Royalists could bring out very well. Yes? Challenge accepted?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is all over to our panel of judges to decide who will be scoring what amount of marks, and we are yet to find out. You got 2 minutes on your clock and your time starts now.
Wow, what a beautiful jungle. Look at that flower. Smells so nice. Wow. Oh my god. No, no, I'm lost.
Get away.
Who are you? Oh my god. Who are you?
I am a god. Why are you here?
I got lost in the jungle. What do
You
you
need
want?
to go home.
Yes.
Okay, if you need to go to home, then you should answer this. Will you? Will you up for the challenge?
Yes, I am.
But remember, I asked this delay from many of the people. Everyone failed and everyone died. But if you answer this correct, you will be the king of our tribe. Shall I ask?
Yes, please.
It kills everyone. Everyone knows it's coming, but they can't stop it. That's it.
Uja, 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 eja mata jija. What does that mean? I don't know. How did you make that voice? Can you say the same thing? Welcome to TV1 Pentathlon
No.
in that voice?
No.
You can't?
No.
I'm sure you can. Let's try your.
No, I'm sorry.
You can't?
No, I'm sorry.
You get marks for creativity.
I know, but
You
I'm
can't?
sorry. No, I'm sorry.
Well, he says he can't do that. But then, very nice act, but there was something wrong. What was wrong?
Yes, I think they didn't stick to the time limit, unfortunately.
Time is of utmost importance, but we can't decide what the scores are like because it's over to the judges. Let's move on to the opponents from Morato and find out how it goes.
It was Christmas Eve 2050. The young boy was eagerly waiting for tomorrow as it would be Christmas. The father, the mother, and the young boy rode to the rocket port, and the parents were worried. And then,
A very short storyline, but I'm sure the boys are ready to do their very best. And let's see, they got 2 minutes to play around with. And are you all ready? Yes, you're all ready. So you got 2 minutes, as I just mentioned, and your time starts now.
Okay, here we arrived. Son, please take care of yourself.
Oh,
okay?
Dad, I know what to do. I'm gonna make you two proud, you and Mom.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Houston shuttle number 101 ready to launch in 3, 2, 1, go.
Houston, this is Alpha 1-2. We are approaching Mars, and we'll be touching down in 3, 2, 1, and we have arrived. I'll be getting down to investigate. Such a strange planet. Oh. Oh gosh, that tastes so horrible.
It's human
Ah,
flesh.
it's aliens.
Who are you?
Translate it. I am a human. Please don't eat me. I'm really scared.
want to eat you.
No, please, no.
So
Wait,
tasty.
I won't taste that right. Taste like fish. Please, no, no. Wait, I have something better for you. I have
No, we
something
don't
better for
want
you.
anything.
Wait, hold on.
We want it.
No. Please, take these cookies. Cookies are much better than human flesh. We taste like fish.
No, we don't want
No, no.
cookies. We want you.
I insist. Please, try it out.
What is this?
It's you should put it in your mouth and chew it. Please. Please work.
It looks like tasty.
Yeah, it looks like tasty. Who are you?
I'm from Earth. You aren't gonna eat me, right?
No, we are going to
Oh,
not eat it.
thank you
The
so
cookies
much.
was so great, bro. And what is this? And can we have some
Yeah,
cookies?
you can
Yeah.
have some more cookies. As long as we're friends.
Breaking news. This was just recently reported that the first counteract with a human being to another alien was just made. Yes, the lucky human is a Sri Lankan Nimet Ranwala who touched down on Mars from Columbia Shuttle 105. And yes, he had made the first counteract with an alien on Mars. Yes, well, we are getting live footage right now, as you can see.
Well, what a marvelous news anchor was that. That includes a little bit of my job also.
I know, so Tasura can actually
Yeah,
take
the-
over the role of our
I know. The words are
co-parent
just
here.
flowing. Marvelous. Great stuff. Did you all enjoy the cookies?
Yeah.
It didn't taste anything like fish? No. Well, the round has come to an end, but we need to find out what the results are like. So let's move our attention and ask one of our elite panel of judges to read out the marks.
Congratulations to both teams. It's time to give your feedback and your that announcing the winner. When we consider your creativity and how you build up the story and the content and your vocabulary, actually both teams acted well, but we have to select one team. St. Sebastian College Moratua, they have scored 78 marks. And you know who is the winner now. Royal College Colombo, they have scored 81 marks.
So thank you very much for reading out those results at the conclusion of round 2. Well, now you heard the scores at the end of round 2, but we need to see what the totals look like after 2 competitive and interesting matches. Let's find out the results.
Well, here are the totals at the end of round 2. We have St. Sebastian's College Moratua with a total so far of 78 points. Meanwhile, Royal College Colombo has a total so far of 111 points.
So the boys from St. Sebastian's College Moratua have been able to go all the way from 0 to 78. However, the boys from Royal College Colombo have surpassed the 100 mark, making it to a secured score. But we are yet to find out whether things will remain constant or whether the teams will be able to outclass each other. We're yet to find out, but let's move on to round 3, which we call Word
The basket. In this round, the third round, Word the Basket, each of our teams gets to send forward 3 co-players. They're then given a word which has 12 alphabets with several of the alphabets covered. In order to uncover an alphabet and guess the word correctly, they will have to successfully net the ball into the basket. Each successful netting gets them 10 points, and if they're able to guess the word correctly, they will then get themselves a further of 70 points, thus adding to a total of 100 points. Let's now find out what is the word that Royal College picks for themselves.
Number 7.
This is word number 7.
Well, Suchit has picked out word number 7, but before that, I would like to ask you, who are your 3 co-players for this round?
Gatika, Akina, and Zenith.
Okay, so let's take a look at word number 7. So you got 1 space O, 2 spaces E, 2 spaces E, 3 blanks, and S at the end. Suchit, who will you be sending in first, and what letter you would like unlocked? You need to make your decision quickly. Who will you be sending in first?
Gatika. 2 letters after O, the first O.
The
Letter
second
before E.
blank after O.
Yeah.
And who will you be sending?
Gatika.
Okay, so Gatika, you wanted the first, the blank before the first E. Here you go. Try your luck. Which means the letter is now discovered. And Captain, who will you be sending in next, and what
Zenith.
is the letter?
The first letter.
The
Zenith.
first blank,
Yeah.
and who will you be sending?
Zenith.
Zenith. Zenith, come forward. And Captain, who's coming in next, and what is the letter you would like unlocked?
2 letters before the last word. The last letter. 2 spaces after the second E.
2 spaces after the second E. And who's coming in, you said?
Akina.
Okay, Akindu, come forward. Well, all three players were able to successfully net the basket. Captain, what's your next decision? Will you be sending an
Yeah.
extra player?
No, they are going to say the word.
You're going to decide what the
Katika is
word
gonna
is.
say the
Okay, so can you tell what the word is? Okay, read out the word.
The word is consequences.
Can you spell it out?
Spells CONSEQUENCES.
Consequences. Okay. Captain, are you sure about that decision?
Yes.
And you got 3 successful baskets, so you don't want to get the word wrong. You think it's right?
Yeah.
Who was able to figure out what the word is?
Katika and Senit.
Senit and Gatika were able to. But you're confident that they made the right decision. Okay, right. So they are very confident about what the word is. Let's find out if consequences is the right word for Royal College. Consequences is the correct answer. Well, full points awarded to Royal College Colombo for guessing the word, and also they were able to get successful baskets with this lucky one. Well, it's time for us to see whether the boys from Moritos and Sebastian's College will be equally good, or whether there'll be a shortfall, or maybe they would perform even better. Let's find out.
Word number 2.
Well, the captain from St. Sebastian's College selected word number 2, but before that, I would like to ask you, Hashin, who are your 3 co-players for this?
It will be Romain, Chanul, and myself.
Okay, and let's take a look at word number 2. You got a space at the start, then E, 2 spaces, C, 2 spaces, A, 3 spaces, and N at the end. I would like to ask Hashin, who is your first player to come forward?
The space before C.
The space before C, and who will be coming in first?
Romain.
Okay, come forward. Well, it was an unsuccessful attempt. The first attempt was unsuccessful, which means they won't be able to discover what the letter is, and it will remain locked. Captain, who is your next player, and what space would you like unlocked?
Chanul will be coming and the first space.
The first blank?
Yes.
Okay. And Captain, you are down with one more player. Who will you be sending, and what is that letter you would like unlocked?
I will be coming and the letter is the space after A.
The space
What is the first
after
letter?
A, and the captain comes forward. Unfortunately, he was not able to get the basket right, but before you go back, I would like to ask you, what's your decision? Will you be sending more players in, or will you be deciding what the word is?
We are getting the
You're going to guess what the
Yeah.
word is. Okay, so quickly tell me what the word is, reading out those spellings for everyone to hear.
The word is felicitation.
Okay,
It's F E L I C I T A T I O N.
felicitation. You sure that's the correct word?
Yes.
Very sure.
Yeah.
Confident.
Yeah.
Just like the Royalists were confident, the entire team is confident. Who
Yes.
guessed the word?
All of us.
All of you. It was a joint effort. We need to see whether felicitation is right so that the captain can felicitate the entire team for the hard work. Let's quickly see whether felicitation is the right word. Felicitation is the correct word. Well, congratulations to both teams. They were able to guess the right word, but Krishma, there was a shortfall because there were some unsuccessful attempts as well. But we need to see whether the marks are good enough to go. It's all to be revealed. But first, we need to take a short breather because we'll have all the excitement coming your way. Stay tuned, stay locked. This is none other than TV1 Pentathlon Season 2.
Pentathlon.
Welcome back. You are watching TV1 Pentathlon Season 2. Well, just before heading on to the break, we told you that we'll have a lot of excitement just for you. But before that, we need to find how the schools have fared thus far at the end of 3 rounds. Let's take a look.
In round 3, we had the boys from St. Sebastian's College scoring themselves 80 points, and that brings their total up to 158 points. Meanwhile, the boys from Royal College Colombo in round 3, they scored themselves 100 points, and that brings their total to 211 points.
Well, the boys from Colombo Royal College seems to be very jubilant and celebrating thus far because they have surpassed the 200 mark. However, for the boys from St. Sebastian's College Mortua, there seems to be a widened shortfall, which could be a catch-up, or maybe they should try even harder to catch the score of their opponents. Let's see, because we got 2 more rounds, and the next round we will tell you why it's going to be different and interesting. The next round is called Target
Your Knowledge. In the 4th round, Target Your Knowledge, we are going to see something unique and different this time around on our 2nd round here at T1 Pentathlon Season 2, because we are going to be providing golf clubs to each of the 3 co-players who will step up to the mini golf course that we have right here in the studio, and they have an opportunity to send the golf ball into any one of the holes which correspond to a particular subject. Based on the subject they get, they will then be asked a question. Each correct answer gives them 25 points. If they choose to double and get the answer correct, they will get 50 points. However, if they choose to double and answer incorrectly, there will be negative marking.
Well, just like Rishma mentioned, it's a twist in this game, because before you used to see me standing next to target board, but today it's different. It's a golf course, a mini golf course we call it. Let's quickly find out what these colors represent. Well, if it's blue, it's sports and games. If it's yellow, it's art and entertainment. Red signifies science and technology. Orange is history. Then we have green, which is geography. Purple is literature. And white is, of course, a trump, where you could select any of the colors which you target your knowledge to with the following which I just mentioned. With that being said, it's time for us to find out how well the boys are at the game of golf. So let's quickly shift our attention to Royal College Colombo and ask the captain, who are your 3 co-players for this round?
Tika, Sedit and myself.
And who's coming in first?
Me.
Calm down. The captain steps forward. Let's put our hands together. Well, you're the first to start off this game here in Pentathlon. Are you ready?
Yes.
The captain of Royal College is going to make history?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. And your time is ready. Whenever you're free, you can start. Well, that was unsuccessful, but you got 3 attempts. 1 down. Let's see how the rest goes. Well, you lost all your 3 chances, which means no luck out there. Well, captain from St. Sebastian's, who are your 3 co-players for this round?
Shanul, Nimet and myself.
And who is coming in first?
Shanul.
Calm down. You ready? Start. A successful attempt. Let's put our hands together.
You've got purple for literature. You want to go in for a double? No. Okay, let's take a look at your visual. A most important figure in Latin American literature, he is also considered a national hero in Cuba. Name this poet who was a revolutionary philosopher as well as a political theorist who was iconic in Cuba gaining independence from Spain. Your options are A. Rubén Darío, B. José Martí, C. Gabriel Mistral, or D. Juan Carlos.
You'll also note that the time is ticking and you have to answer within the allocated time.
Literature.
B. They've gone for B. José Martí. What made you choose that? Random guess. All right, let's take a look if your guess is correct. You've said B. José Martí, and that is the correct answer.
We'll shift our attention to Royal College and ask the captain, who is your next player?
Gatika.
Come down. A short fall there. You got another 2 chances. Do you know what happens then?
We can choose a subject.
You can select any of the subject which is sports and games, art and entertainment, science and technology, history, geography, or literature. What will you be selecting?
Sports.
Sports and games? It is. Okay, Trishma, they have selected sports and games. Let's take a look.
Would you like to go in for a double? No. Let's take a look at your visual. Considered the greatest women's soccer player ever, she has won 2 World Cups and 2 Olympic gold medals. Name this athlete. Your options are A. Michelle Akers, B. Alex Morgan, C. Mia Hamm, or D. Carly Lloyd.
C. Mia Hamm.
C. Mia Hamm. And how sure are you about this answer?
Sure.
That didn't sound so sure. Have you heard of this player
Yeah.
before? You have? So you have said C. Mia Hamm. The rest of your teammates don't look that convinced. C. Mia Hamm is the correct answer.
Well, full of confidence by the captain Suchit of Royal College, and well, C was his answer, which he said, but the rest of the teammates, just like Trishma, you mentioned, were not very sure. However, it worked off well, scoring points. Let's shift our attention to the boys from St. Sebastian's and ask the captain, who's your next player? Come down. Let's see if it's going to be a success in the first attempt as well. Luck by chance. Do you agree with me? It hit on the yellow and then it went on to a trump. If it was yellow, you would have got art and entertainment.
Yeah.
But I would like to ask you, what are you going to select now?
We'll be choosing geography.
Geography it is. Let's see how well he takes part in that challenge.
You've chosen geography. Would you like to go in for a double? No. Let's take a look at your visual. You saw the world's first national park. Name it. Your options are A. Rocky Mountain National Park, B. Yellowstone National Park, C. Glacier National Park, or D. Yosemite National Park.
B. Yellowstone National Park.
B. Yellowstone National Park. How sure are you about this?
Yes.
He looks like he's really sure about the answer. So Tasura seems to nod and say, yes, that's the right answer. Well, let's take a look. You have said the answer is B. Yellowstone National Park, and that is the correct answer.
Well, some great work coming out from both schools. Let's finally find out who Royal College will be sending in and whether they're able to get the points. Captain, who is coming in?
It. Zenith.
Come down. Let's see how it goes. Well, that was not a good attempt.
You've got yellow for art. Would you like to go in for a double?
No.
No. Let's take a look at your visual. He created operas in 3 languages, and Beethoven, Schubert, and Liszt were amongst his students. Name this court composer of the Austrian emperor who made a significant contribution to the development of opera, but most famous for being rumored to have poisoned his rival Mozart. Your options are A. Antonio Salieri, B. Antonio Vivaldi, C. Vincenzo Bellini, or D. Domenico Scarlatti.
The answer is B.
B. B. Antonio Vivaldi. Are you sure?
It is a guess.
It's a guess. You have said that the answer is B, Antonio Vivaldi. The answer is Antonio Salieri. So that is the incorrect answer.
Well, according to what I was just watching from this angle, I saw that the foremost player, Zenith, was very confident that it was some Antonio name, but then when the options came A, B, C, D, got a little bit confused. Am I right? Was that the confusion?
Yeah.
Some Antonio. Weren't sure what the surname was. Okay, so that's how the trick works along when we progress in the games. Let's find out from the final player and the captain who is going to be coming to take up
I will
the
be
golf
coming.
challenge.
I will be coming.
The captain himself steps forward. Let's give a... You're ready? You've got 3 attempts. Let's see how it works. It was a close fall. However, a little bit more energy would have worked. Yeah? Don't worry, you got 2 more attempts. Here you go.
You've selected arts. Would you like to go in for a double? No. Okay, let's take a look at your visual. This famous painting, titled Dogs Playing Poker, was painted by which artist? Your options are A. C.J. Travers, B. C.M. Coolidge, C. C.L. Stevenson, or D. C.R. Ryans.
Is it D? D?
It's A.
A. C.J. Travers is your answer. The correct answer is B. C.M. Coolidge. I'm afraid your answer was incorrect.
Well, once again, the final question posed to both teams were a little bit of a twister, with the first name coming in the same and the final, or the latter part of the name, is a twister. Well, that's how we twist things around here in Pentathlon Season 2. Well, Trishma, we need to find out what the results are like at the end of 4 rounds. Are we ready for it?
Yes, we are.
Let's find out what the results are.
Time for us to now find out what the scores are at the end of round 4. We have St. Sebastian's College Morotua in round 4 scoring themselves 50 points, and that brings their total up to 208 points. Meanwhile, Royal College in the 4th round have scored themselves 25 points, and that brings their total up to 236 points.
Well, Royal College is in the lead at the end of 4 very challenging and competitive rounds. But however, the boys from St. Sebastian's College Morotua also seem to be picking up with just a very short margin. Well, things could change because next is the rapid fire round, which we call, and it is the 5th and final round. It is the buzzer round.
We're now in the 5th and final round, the buzzer round. The rules are very simple. We have 10 questions to ask. Each correct answer gives them 10 points. Let's get started with question number 1. CERN, the European Organization for Nuclear Research and one of the world's largest, most respected centers for scientific research, is located in which city? Sandeep?
Geneva.
Geneva is the correct answer. Question number 2. Name the first batsman to have scored a one-day international century for Sri Lanka. Time's up. The correct answer is Roy Dias. Question number 3. The first iPhone was introduced in which year? Sandeep?
2007.
2007 is the correct answer. Question number 4. In which children's adventure book series do you find Timmy the dog? Sandeep?
The Famous Five.
The Famous Five is the correct answer. Question number 5. Who introduced the concept natural selection, and
Charles Darwin.
I will continue the question. Who introduced the concept natural selection and survival of the fittest to the world? The correct answer is Charles Darwin. Question number 6. First Commonwealth Games were held in which country? Sandeep?
Canada.
Canada is the correct answer. Question number 7. Name the chemical element with the highest melting point. Akinder?
Tungsten.
Tungsten is the correct answer. Question number 8. Arnold Palmer is considered a great in which sport? Akinder?
Golf.
Golf is the correct answer. Question number 9. Name the only type of animal found on Earth 200 million years ago. Sandeep?
Crocodile.
I will continue the question. Name the only type of animal found on Earth 200 million years ago but still in existence today. The correct answer is crocodile. And here we have the final question. Question number 10. Due to the shortage of metal during the Second World War, which material was used?
Plaster.
Sorry?
Plaster.
Which material was used to make Oscar awards for 3 years? The correct answer is plaster.
Well, Trishma, I think anyone here, even watching us right now, clearly saw it was indeed a rapid fire round for Royal College themselves, especially Sandeep, who put on all those answers. Already, I think he deserves a good round of applause for all those work put in. Well, while we applaud Sandeep and Royal College and also the opponents, we need to find out who will be bagging away the pentathlete of this match. Well, some of us must be already having a clue, but things could be something different than what we are imagining, because it is solely up to the judges to decide who the pentathlete will be of this match. And also, we will have the results at the end of very fiery 5 rounds. Stay tuned, stay locked. This is TV1 Pentathlon Season 2.
Pentathlon.
Well, we are back after a very thrilling, exciting rapid fire round, and this is of course TV1 Pentathlon, and we are at the decisive stage because we are about to find out who the pentathlete is and who will be getting even closer to the grand finale, because we're in the second round of TV1 Pentathlon and the game is tougher and more exciting. So without much further ado, Trishma, before revealing the marks, we need to talk about something interesting. And what's that?
And that is, we are now going to find out who the pentathlete of the day is. So let's turn our attention to our judges and find out what they have decided.
The best pentathlete from Royal College, Sandeep.
Well, thank you very much, judges, for reading out who the pentathlete of this match is. Well, it is indeed a clear-cut victory, because if you were watching us just before the commercial break, you would have seen how well this particular individual, who I am walking to right now, Sandeep, displayed some amazing talent. Sandeep, a good example for even the future pentathlons who will be taking part in this game. What has your game-changing work been like?
The first thing is team spirit, because when everybody share their knowledge, then you know what, okay? When everybody share and when you karate, and there's a big knowledge. I think that's the first thing, and practicing is another thing, and spending our time, like if you are free, spending that time for education, like reading books without playing games. I think that's the secret.
Well, you heard it for yourself. Hard work has paid off. He is the pentathlete of this tournament. Let's put our hands once again for Sandeep from Royal College, Colombo.
Let's find out how the schools have scored after 5th round. In the 5th round, St. Sebastian's College Moratuwa scored themselves 10 points, bringing their total up to 218 points. Meanwhile, from Royal College Colombo, in the 5th round, they scored themselves 80 points. And that brings them to the winning total, 316 points.
Well, indeed, that is the spirit, and that is how amazing it sounds, and it is to be right here experiencing this firsthand. Well, both schools have put in some great work. Nevertheless, no one walks empty-handed because participation is of utmost key. You're here today in the second round because you did your very best in the first round, surpassing several other schools. So I think all of us here need to put our hands together for the tireless efforts put in by St. Sebastian's College, Morocco. Well, it's time for us to move on to the presentation, and I would like to invite our elite panel of judges to come on stage to assist us with the distribution.
Let's start off by recognizing the star player of this match, the pentathlete of the day. Let's give it up to Sandeep from Royal College.
Well, likewise, when we celebrate and felicitate the pentathlete Sandeep from Royal College, Colombo, it's right and just that we also recognize the hard work and tireless effort put in by their opponents, which is St. Sebastian's College, Morocco. For all the hard work, I think we need to put them and give them a big round of applause, led by the captain. Let's put our hands together. Well, the game is getting even more exciting, and the challenge is just heating up here in this very place. And we have seen yet another exciting and very challenging and fist-fighting match between two very leading schools in Sri Lanka, St. Sebastian's College, Moratoa, and Royal College, Colombo. However, unfortunately or fortunately, Royal College is able to get closer to the grand finale, which means the opponent, St. Sebastian's College, will be falling off from Pentathlon Season 2. But nevertheless, we appreciate your hard work and time put in. With that being said, it's time for us to leave you with some amazing experience with the hope of seeing you again next time, same place, same time. This is TV1 Pentathlon Season 2.
To build up a future so young.
We know learning